Fantastic. So let's get started, everyone. Hi, everyone. Feel free. We're going to take a little bit of time for letting people coming in. There's a lot of people subscribed. I know it's a little bit early, so it takes a little bit more time. 33 people so far. If you want to just test your sound, if you want to participate, you can just come and say hi. So, hi Karen, hi Lise, bonjour, ça va bien? Hey, hi Tay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you here.
Yeah, this is amazing. It's great to be here. Congratulations to your team, to everyone for organizing this. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. It's a team effort. A lot of people were helping out. Thanks also for promoting. So I see also I have Emily, Rosalia here from the team. If anyone pops in from the team, feel free to come to say hi.
What's up, you guys?
Good morning. Hey. Hi.
How's it going?
I'm feeling great, Kevin.
I heard a lot about Reem and you guys, so I'm excited.
Yes, me too. Hi from Get Snow, Craig Thomas. Great. I see he's been at a lot of our events. So look, we have a big session today, so I'll get started. Yeah, if you want in the chat, just tell us from where you are. Say hi, feel free to ask any questions there. I'll be helping in the chat right after this short introduction. So, bonjour, hi, hola, mahaba everyone. Thank you for all the early birds for joining us, and good afternoon, depending on where you are. So thanks for joining us for the second day of the Power Skills Virtual Career Conference, brought to you by the Career Advising and Transition Services of McGill School of Continuing Studies. A really long name, but my name is Nayo Garyepi, and I have my colleagues here, Emily Salvi, who will like to say hi.
Hi everyone, welcome. It's so nice to see people from all over.
And I have my fantastic manager, Rosalia Felice.
Hi everyone, welcome.
Okay, great. So today I have the honor to introduce our talented facilitator, Reem Ghannoum from Beirut, Lebanon. She's a corporate trainer in learning and development at Hilton, and she's a public speaking champion that has won many contests at Toastmasters. So she decided today's topic out of many options because she knows the value of mentoring, and she might not be where she is now without the help of her mentor. So unfortunately, there was a tragic situation that happened in Beirut, like most of you must know, and I'm surprised how strong she is to still be able to offer today's session with such a positive attitude. But before, let's give all of her support and hear it for Reem.
Okay, thank you, Nayo, for this amazing introduction. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here. Good morning to those who it is a morning for them. Good afternoon for everyone in my time, and good evening if in case you are contacting us from the East. Today is a very interesting topic that we're going to discuss about mentorship. And I thank you, Nayo, for mentioning the tragedy that has happened in Lebanon. And I would like to open up our session today with a moment of silence for the tragedy that happened. It's such a catastrophe for our country. And I was surprised of myself as well and of our Lebanese people who are such resilient people, overcoming on and on all of the tragedies that are happening with us. So I would love for everyone to give their support, their prayers, and to consider the people of Lebanon that are going through this tragedy at the moment. So before we begin, I just want to take a moment of silence, take a deep breath in. And what we're going to do is, this session, we're going to disconnect from the world. Personally, I'm going to disconnect from everything that is happening around me for the next 1 hour. Anyone who is coming from Lebanon, I would recommend that you would do the same. And everyone who is from the outside, just keep us in your thoughts and in your prayers so that we can have a successful session today. So just breathe in, take a deep breath. Let them out. Another one in. Let it all out. Just be present here with me in this session. Perfect. All right. let's get it started. Now, Neo told me that I'm so surprised to see you smiling and so positive with everything that is going on, but you're gonna realize how positive our session is going to be today. Before we begin, I can see that there's a lot of people that are coming from different countries. I would love to see your faces. So if you feel comfortable enough to open up your cameras, I just want to see your face to interact and to have some positive energy overflowing. Hello, everyone. I can see some people opening up. Amazing. Thank you for joining in. Hello, hello. Feel free to unmute yourself whenever you feel like there's something that you would like to interrupt or you would like to add on within the presentation. Now, to begin with, I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to start off by introducing how our session is going to be. Let me know if you could see my screen in 3, 2, 1. I think you can see it. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen very clearly. Perfect. So before we start off, just to announce our session, as Neo has mentioned, we're going to talk about mentorship. And there's a reason that I chose the title of the session of the day to be Your Mentor is Your Seatbelt. And I will tell you that story in short. We will discuss the importance of mentorship in both your professional and in your personal life. Now, since Neo already encouraged and he introduced what I do, I would like to add on as well that I myself am a mentor and I myself am a life and executive coach. So I will be discussing the topic of the day based on my own experience and knowledge. The agenda of the day will be divided into 3 sections. We will begin with an instructor-led presentation that I will be sharing, but I would love for it to be highly interactive, so I'm looking forward to hear from you during that section. The second section would be an open Q&A session. We'll have a small discussion. Some of you might have a lot of questions about the topic, so we'll have a space for that. And I have a major surprise for everyone. By the end of the session today, you might leave with your own new mentee or mentor. You will find your body today. You will find your own mentor. So are you ready to begin? Shall we go? Thumbs up if you're ready to go. For those who are experts in Zoom, I can see you are using already the emoticon that shows a thumbs up on the top of your screen. And for those who would like to use it as well, there is a bottom part in your screen where it says reactions. You may feel free to use this reaction and to give thumbs up whenever there is a need. Before we begin, we shall discuss the learning objectives of the session of the day. And I like to keep my presentations short and straight to the point. So we will start off by identifying the impact of mentoring and its purpose. We will go into depth about understanding the role of the mentor and the role of mentee. Then we will analyze together the mentoring process, and finally, to have some few takeaways of new various tools and techniques to use once you would like to become a mentor. Now, I'm gonna make a fun and some interesting activity with you. I would like first to do a poll, if we may, Neo. We're gonna see first who out of you already has a mentor. So please just vote who has a mentor. Do you currently have a mentor? There is no right or wrong answer. You can go for whatever is truthful for you. All right, we can see the voting coming in. Almost there.
Okay.
You got this.
6 people
6
missing.
more votes. All right, guys, tell us. Do you currently have a mentor? I'll give it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can we share the results, Neo? Okay, so wow. 65% of you does not have currently a mentor. This is good for us because out of this session, you will leave with a mentor. And for those who already have a mentor, may I take a moment and ask you if you would like to share your current experience with your mentor? Would anyone like to share about their current experience with their mentor? Feel free to unmute or write in the chat box. I'll give you a minute.
Sure, can I go?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so basically I started mentorship with a life coach about a month and a half ago. And what I found to be useful is the fact that it really helped me divide my thoughts and understand the future that I want to see and not the past that I have no use for anymore. So it was really, really useful, actually. It really helped me divide my thoughts, mainly. Yeah.
Wow, thank you for sharing, Karen. Definitely, one of the main roles of having a mentor is to help you look forward and help you organize your thoughts. That's a great sharing of experience. Thank you, Karen. So from that, we can understand the importance of mentorship. And this is what we're going to look for in the beginning. Now, I want to share with you a few fun facts about mentorship. Can we go for the second poll, Neo?
Yes.
Before we start sharing some information, I have a fun fact question for you.
Okay, so launch polling.
All right. So as you know, many small businesses today are in quite need of mentorship. Do you have any idea what is the percentage of small businesses that benefit from mentoring? So imagine that small businesses are getting mentorship. They have someone who mentors the business. What is the percentage that they benefit from?
Mm-hmm.
Just give it a try. This is a lucky number you can throw out.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Almost there. Some people got it right already. So I'll give it a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can we share the results?
Yes.
Wow, amazing. You guys got it right. Did you know that actually 70% of small businesses benefit from mentoring, and they say that they have huge changes and they survive more in the next 5 or more years, which is double the rate compared to non-mentored entrepreneurs. So if you would like to put a small business that has a certain mentorship compared to a business that does not have a mentor, 70% of them succeed and survive more in the near future. I can see a question stating, will the presentation slides be shared? Indeed, I will be saving this as a PDF format and sharing it with Neo to share it with everyone. So definitely we'll share them with you. The next did you know I would like to share with you is that of those who actually have a mentor, 97% of people say that they are valuable to them. 55% believe that mentoring helped them succeed. And 60% look for experience in a mentor above anything else. But what is very interesting is that based on research and percentages, 85% of current individuals in the business world mention that they do not have a mentor. And here is the importance of looking for a mentor. So we shall start first by understanding what is mentoring, what is the concept of mentoring. I would like to highlight in the beginning that mentoring is not the same as training, teaching, or coaching. A mentor is someone who listens and asks questions that will challenge the mentee to identify the course of action they need to take in regards to their own development. It is a relationship designed to build confidence and support to the mentee so they are able to take control over their own development and work. A mentor is someone who has an expertise in a certain matter and he's sharing his expertise with the mentee. There are a lot of benefits of mentoring. Benefits for the mentor himself, benefits for the mentee, and benefits for actually the whole organization or the department. Now, I took the liberty to share with you a few points of what are the benefits of mentorship in each of these categories based on a university sample or organization, but it does reflect on each and every one of us. What I would like to highlight in the beginning is the importance of it for the mentor. A lot of times people think that a mentorship has many benefits for the mentee, but they forget that the mentor himself or herself will also benefit. One of the main benefits is that this is a learning and development process also for the mentor, because as a mentor, we learn from this experience of sharing with the mentee. Another one would be that they will be able to identify future potential for the person. So when I am mentoring someone, I identify if they have a certain talent and I work on it in order to increase their productivity, hence increasing satisfaction. For the mentee, the benefits are endless, but one of the main ones is the confidence and the motivation that they build. Whenever I feel as if I need support, I need guidance, I always look up to my mentor. And when I look up to my mentor, I find the confidence in myself again and the motivation to keep going on. As for the organization, it helps increase the productivity and the whole motivation of the whole department, hence affecting the bottom line of that organization itself. So I will not go through all of the points. We'll be sharing with you in further details, but these are majorly the main benefits of mentoring. Now I will take a pause here and tell you a little story about my own experience with my mentor. I'll stop sharing so that you can see me better. Here I would like to tell you regarding the benefits of mentoring. When I first started out with my career, I never expected that the only way for me to succeed and to lead is to have a mentor. Ever since I started my career from the age of 17, I had my first mentor. In the beginning, it made me feel as if I was someone who was weak because I always used to go back to him in referral to what I need to do. But then as I grew more mature within my work, I discovered that it was always within me. The answers were always within me. The mentor was only a guidance for me. And so in this mentor-mentee relationship, it did not only help me discover myself, but it also helped my mentor to push in whatever talent was within me and so exceed within my career. I'll move back to the presentation here and continue on from the benefits of mentorship into the tips of how to be a good mentor. Here we're going to discuss a little bit about the role of the mentor and the role of the mentee. As a mentor, there are a lot of requirements from us. We have to be experts or knowledgeable about a certain topic or the field of expertise to help. Keep in mind that a mentor is someone that does not only help you as a professional, but also on a personal level. So here are 6 tips for you to apply if you would like to enhance your mentorship skills or to become a mentor. The first one is to actively listen and then advise. So I need to be a good listener and actively take in all of the information that my mentee is expressing before I start giving out my advice. Second, ask for and give advice. So give feedback so that the learning experience is satisfactory. Always ask for continuous feedback because this feedback will help you build on for the next step. Provide timely support. Create appropriate challenges to facilitate the learning. So I cannot go and help out my mentee by just saying, you know what, we'll talk about this one day, or we'll talk about this soon. I need to give a certain timeline. And in that way, I will also create a certain discipline to the mentor-mentee relationship. I have mentioned in the first tip, give constructive feedback, which is quite different than the second one. Giving constructive feedback focuses more on how you can build on the constructive part for the mentee. So I will tell him what to enhance, how to change, what he or she needs to do. And the first one is only feedback for me. How can I improve as a mentor? Are you okay with the difference between these two? Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. All right, so moving forward, number 5, advise on what you know. Don't be afraid to admit that you don't know. For example, if someone comes to me and asks me a question about hospitality, I would rush in and tell them all of the information that I know about that. This is my field of expertise. But if someone comes in and asks for some support or guidance in another field, I would be very honest and speak up and say, this is not my field of expertise. Let us look at it together. Let us search for the answer together. And so as a mentor, it is okay if I don't always have the answer. I may be able to find the answer with my mentee. Finally, and most importantly, is to celebrate each small success. Whatever it was that the mentee was capable to achieve, celebrate it. And in that way, you can build a positive, constructive learning process. So these are for the mentors. Now let's move forward to the mentee. Here are 6 tips for the mentees and how they can apply them in the mentor-mentee relationship. First, identify your goals from the start. If you do have a lot of goals and you want to achieve them all, you cannot go to your mentor and tell them, oh, I have so many things, I don't know where to start, and so forth. You need to have a certain goal in mind. Even though you don't know how to achieve it, you still need to know what is it that you want to work on with your mentor. Second, get to know your mentor a little bit. It's okay to get a little bit personal with your mentor in order to understand how their personality is and how it could match with yours. Third, be consistent and follow through. It is up to the mentee to be consistent. It is not up to the mentor to always follow up with the mentee. Here you can show how serious you are about that relationship, how serious you are in order to reach to your own goal and to your own development. Fourth, be prepared and be proactive. If you go to your meeting with your mentor and you are not prepared, the meeting will not be successful. If you do not have some sort of idea of where you want to reach to that meeting, then your mentor will be like, where do you want to go? Why are you here? So always be prepared and proactive. Number 5 is something that I personally dealt with in the beginning of my mentor-mentee relationship. I always felt like I do not want to move on from my mentor-mentee relationship. I always looked back to my mentor, always going back to hold his hand and please help me, I need your support and so forth. But it is very important to keep in mind that at some point, you will not need your mentor anymore. And maybe you might need them 1 year later, 5 years later, 10 years later. But you need to know when it is time to move on from your mentor and to start relying on your own knowledge and skills. Finally, appreciate your mentor. Continuously show some appreciation to your mentor and show that you are appreciative of their time and their energy and the knowledge that they are sharing. I will take a small break here for 1 minute and allow for some questions and allow for some room for discussion. Do you guys have anything that you would like to mention or any question that you would like to mention so far?
Yeah.
I'll give you a minute. Go for it.
We have a question
can I go
from
second?
Hotelier.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I have a question. It's just about this, about moving on. I mean, just in terms of, do you see that mentorship can be sort of, it can be short-term, it can be long-term? Are there different types of mentorship that can be sort of like mini mentorship that might last for a couple of days or longer term that, you know, continue through your career for several years? Could you talk about sort of time spent and mentorship and being a mentee?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question. What decides the timeline of the mentorship relationship is the goal. And that's why in the beginning, number 1 is to set your goal. So for example, if my goal is to land that next job, that is my goal. And I'm working with my mentor on that. Once I start working or I land my dream job, then the mentorship process is completed. Then we might move on to a next goal and the next goal. So once you want to define the timeline of your mentorship, it has to be based on what is the goal you want to reach. Once the goal is achieved, the mentorship relationship is completed. I hope that answered your question well.
Very well, thank you.
All right, I can see that there are a couple of questions here. How do you get ready for a meeting with your mentor? We're going to be sharing that in a minute. That's an excellent question, Audrey. What are the best reflections? We'll be sharing that as well. How can I search for a good mentor? That's a great question, Diego, and I'm going to be sharing that also in a minute. I like the comment that you mentioned, Paul, protégé, using that word instead of mentee. Now, the terminology is quite different, but it all goes down to what we are benefiting from in the relationship. So you can use any terminology that you feel is more positive to you, as long as you're getting the benefit out of it. Can I have a mentor for career and other for soft skills? I will answer that question at the moment, Abir. Yes, you can. You can have different mentors for different topics and different goals. I personally have a mentor for my career, have a mentor for my own personal development, and have a mentor for my personal life. And so you can have different mentors that can target different goals. Once we talk about how to choose your mentor, you will realize that your choice of mentor will be based on the goal that you would like to reach. So to answer your question, Abir, it's a yes. Craig, I'm going to go to your question. Does a mentor have to be an expert in the career field we are pursuing? If you are going for, you know what, let's keep this, because I have quite a few details about this. Neo, can we keep this question till the end in the Q&A section?
Sure.
Yeah, all right. How do we find a suitable mentor? We're going to mention that as well. Who's beneficial for us? How important is it for a personality type to align, complement? Let's keep that till the end as well.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm keeping some of the questions, by the way, till the end in the Q&A session, so we can have a further discussion on them if you may. Let me answer the question of how to find your mentor. So there you go. We're going to talk about 3 steps of how to ask for a mentor, or how to go for a mentor and ask them to be your mentors. Now, keep in mind one thing. When you are looking for a mentor, the first thing would be is to show your interest, or what is it that connects you with that person. For example, as I mentioned before, if I am looking forward to grow in my career, then I would be looking for someone who is already shining in the career path that I'm looking for. If I am looking for someone as a mentor, let's say in a personal level, I'm looking for someone who already has experiences on a personal level. So the number 1 tip for finding the best suitable mentor for you is to look for someone that has already experienced what you would like to go through, whether it is in your career or in your personal life. Now, how do you ask for a mentor? Number 1 is just ask to talk. Let's say you came across someone on LinkedIn, you came across someone with our meeting today, or you just know someone at your job or in your field of work that you look up to. You may go to them and ask to talk and show them your interest. One example is I mentioned how you can ask the questions, and you can use them as a benchmark of how you could go for that. Is, for example, I really admire how you leverage your law firm experience into a non-profit management position. I'm just showing him my interest. I'm showing what is it that I'm interested in of the accomplishment that that person have done. Can I ask you about that over coffee? I'm trying to break the ice here. I'm trying to show my mentor that I'm interested in them, but at the same time, I don't want to make it sound too formal and make it seem as if I want to take your knowledge. We don't want to pick up on our colleagues or on our mentors' brains. We just want to share experiences. Another example is for if you see someone who has great skills, such as public speaking, you would be like, your public speaking skills are impressive and exactly what I'm looking for to cultivate myself. And so you share what skill is very impressive in that person, and then you ask them if they may share their experience with you. So that's the first step of how to ask for a mentor. The second and most important step is ask why questions, and then share your own why. When we talk about mentorship, we discuss a lot about values. For example, what are my values? And what are the values of my mentor? And here I will answer the question of Sorouch, who asked how to find a suitable mentor. This is how you will find your suitable mentor. When you ask why questions, and you see that the same exact value coincides between you and your mentor, then you will find the most suitable mentor for you. Some examples of these questions would be, for you, if I'm looking, let's say, to move, and I need someone to help me in my personal life. Why did you choose to move from Toronto to San Francisco? I want to see why did they do it? What was the reason behind it? Why did you decide to work at this nonprofit in particular? Once I see the why behind my mentor's experience, only then I can relate it to my own. I hope this is answering everyone's questions and it's very beneficial for you guys. I'll move to the third step. Make a clear ask. So in the beginning, I introduced myself to my mentor. I asked my mentor if they would like to share their experience. Then I check with the why, see if my values coincide with my mentor, and I can simply make a clear ask. I can find a way to be a support to my mentor as well. If I mention to my mentor, would you like to support me in that? Keep in mind, what will you give them in return? What is it that you as a mentee are willing to bring as added value to your mentor? So that it would be a give and take relationship. You know, a lot of times I say this example, and it's a great metaphor that I use when we're talking about a mentorship relationship, is that a mentorship relationship is like a tango dance. Anyone here likes to tango dance? You know how the dance goes? Yeah? Give me a thumbs up. Nice. All right. So in a tango dance, you can see that there is always someone that is leading and someone that is following. And then the energy flows in between the two. And the same goes with your mentorship relationship. It's not always the mentor who leads or the mentor who guides the dance, or else it would be a solo dance. We need to keep in mind that this is going to be a mutual dance. If both of us will give the same energy to each other, added value, only then the relationship will succeed. How does this go? How does the mentorship process go? We begin with an initial meeting. Again, I have all of the points here, but I'll keep them for reference for you guys. But in short, there's an initial meeting where we talk about the why, we talk about the purpose of this mentorship relationship, what is it that we're going to benefit from. Most importantly, put down the format of your meetings. If you're going to meet with your mentor on a weekly basis, decide on that from the beginning. If you're going to meet with them on a monthly basis, decide on that on the beginning. Will it be on Zoom? Will it be face-to-face? Will it be a phone call? Put down the logistics of your mentorship or the mentoring process from the beginning. Then we talk about the actual sessions. We review the experience, we identify the objectives, and then we explore what would be options that both the mentor and mentee will benefit from. To answer the question of, there was someone that asked me about moving on in the beginning. To answer your question, there is also a part of the mentoring process on moving on. Once you identified that your objectives have been met, this is the time that you move on, you reflect on your relationship, on this process, what you benefited from, and then you start again with a new mentoring process for a new goal. So this is how it goes for a successful mentorship journey. If you want to maintain success in this journey, you really need to have mutual respect. There is no question or no doubt about that. Lose the over formality. You see, when I mentioned, can we have a cup of coffee? Tell me a little bit about your family. Let's have a small heart-to-heart conversation. The more you go in depth and you communicate everything with your mentor or mentee, only then you will receive or you will benefit the most from your relationship. No need to overschedule. If you find yourself that you're not being able to make it a weekly meeting, there's no need to push for that. Take as much as needed. If there is a need for a monthly meeting, go for that. So don't feel the pressure of overscheduling. And finally, what makes it a really successful connection is just to connect on a deeper level and give time for that. So I'll take a moment here, see if everyone is okay with me. Give me a thumbs up if you're good to go, and I keep going with the presentation. Then we move on to the Q&A. I see there's a lot of questions. We'll go through that in a bit. Excellent. The final section of the presentation, we're going to talk about the tools that I mentioned in the beginning that will be helpful for you to enhance your own mentoring skills. Two of these tools, I will be talking about them in depth, which are the GROW model that you see here, and I can see it here, yes. The GROW model and open to different roles, this one. These two, I'm gonna go in depth about them. Regarding the rest, the other mentoring skills, ask others for perspective. If you know a mentor who's doing really good, go to him. Be a mentee yourself and ask for support. See what they think about your mentorship skills. See how they will look at you from a different perspective. Use the power of your own skills. For example, if I am very good at communication, that would be my strong skills, I will use it in my mentoring. Whatever skills that you have, use them. You are all unique in your own way. Use that uniqueness to improve your mentoring skills. We've already talked about exploring the why, but most importantly, explore why do you want to mentor? What will you gain from mentoring that person? Practice, practice, practice. I cannot mention how important it is for you to keep practicing on your mentoring skills. Go and mentor your family member, a friend, someone that you want to try to practice your mentoring skills with. Tell them, let's have a mentoring session. Let me support you, give me feedback. And this will help with your ongoing self-development. Reading books about mentoring, doing some online courses about that, or just simply opening up to knowing more about the mentoring skills and developing them continuously. So two of the main skills that we're going to discuss today that I would like to share with you are the GROW model and different roles. Here is the GROW model. We start with the word goals, which is the G. When you identify what do you want, you ask what do you want questions to the mentee, you start creating the goal. Remember in the beginning, we mentioned that the goal is the most important thing we need to know. Reality such as what could you do about this? Or where do we stand about this today? All of these, by the way, are centered on the questions of what, when, where, and how much. As a mentor, you will ask questions that begin with these words. What is your goal? When will you reach it? Where will it take you? How much will you gain from it? These are some examples of the questions that you can ask as a mentor. Then you identify what are the options, put down different options for the mentee, and what will you do? What will be the next step? Here you put an action plan. You put an action plan of how or where you want to reach with the mentee. This is the GROW model. It's just a suggestion that you could use as a mentor when you are sitting with your mentee and discussing about your goals. I would like to mention one thing finally as a mentor. A mentor is not only someone who has an expertise and sharing his or her knowledge. A mentor is someone that will help with networking, with counseling, coaching, and facilitating. A mentor can help the mentee or protégé, as someone has mentioned the labeling, to network, to gain a huge or a wider network. The mentor can help them to meet new people, to meet people of the same, for example, expertise. Counseling, giving advice or giving ideas or thoughts on that specific topic. Coaching is when you go hand in hand and help the mentor or the mentee discover where he wants to reach. And finally, facilitating is when you provide tools for your mentee. For example, you can give some recommendation on reading a certain book. You can tell them what to, for example, look for, maybe go with them and actually attend a workshop, whatever it is that will help facilitate the knowledge of the mentee. I feel like there was a lot of information for you guys here. All right, so I'll take a moment here. We're wrapping up to just see everything that we've went through so far. tools that you can enhance your own mentoring skills. Out of these tools, you have the Grow model that you can use to ask questions for your mentee. And keep in mind that as a mentor, you have different roles for the mentee you are working with. I see that there's a lot of questions happening on the chat box, so we can jump right into them in a bit for us to move forward. To wrap it up, there are a lot of information that we can share about mentorship and about mentor and mentee experience. But today, I would just wanted to highlight that the importance of having someone to guide you is by guiding also yourself. So we rise by lifting others. A mentor will support him or herself when they are helping others. And that's how you create a positive environment for your own business, for your own company, or for your own personal life and with the people around you. So this wraps it up for my presentation for you today. I thank you so much for your engagement with me here. And for everyone who had some questions, we're gonna go through the Q&A section. Please do connect with me on any of the social media platforms or just drop me an email with whatever questions you might have. And now we shall move forward to the Q&A section. What do you think about that, Neo?
Yeah, that was amazing. Reem, you're fantastic. I think everyone loved it. We have a few questions here, and I'm going to share your LinkedIn with the rest of the attendees. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to speak up.
All right, let's see. I can see that someone there mentioned something regarding payment.
I have one here from Jennifer Wilson. So when asking for a mentor, should you offer to pay them something for their time? And if so, what is the going rate?
That's an excellent question, Jennifer. I'm glad that you asked that. This was one of the topics I wanted to share in the Q&A session. When you're going to ask for the mentor for support, we mentioned 3 main steps, and all of these steps did not include a payment or did not include asking or giving out money. When you decide if you want to pay or not, this comes after you've set the ground rules of the mentorship relationship, and it goes both ways. Sometimes a mentor will ask you to pay. So the mentor would be like, that's great that you're asking me for support. I will charge you a fee of number for a session. A lot of mentors will do that. If you see that your mentor did not suggest or did not give out that they require a certain payment, what you could say is that you can ask, how can I bring some added value in return to your session? How can I give back? If the mentor would be like, no need, I will gain from your experience and so forth, then you can ask for a payment. Would you like to charge for this fee, or is there a certain fee for this session? Now, when it comes down to the certain rate, the rate is quite variable between country to country, and it's quite variable between a mentor of high expertise and a junior mentor who is just kicking off in his mentorship experience. So what I would recommend is that you put down a certain benchmark. If you see that this person is of high expertise, expect to be paying a certain high range of rate. Usually they go between 100 and 200 US dollars, but that's just the average number. A lot of times, junior mentors will not even ask for a payment or will tell you that we're just doing this so that we can benefit from the learning experience. I hope that answered your question.
Yes,
Because
super well
explained.
Super well explained. I have a Serenity Smile who's asking another one. What is the ideal frequency and time to meet?
Frequency?
And time to meet.
It depends on the goal, as I mentioned in the beginning. And most of the times, what we recommend is that you would have 3 different phases in the mentorship. The first phase would be high intensity. So you might be meeting every week. And if there's a need, you might be meeting every couple of days. In that phase, you would be working intensely on getting towards the goal that you're looking for. And it is known the hand-in-hand phase, where your mentor is holding up your hand, pushing you so that you can be able to reach to your goal. Then the second frequency or the second phase would be a little looser. So maybe once per month or once every couple of months. And then finally, you would be like checking up every year or checking up every once in a while just to see if the mentee is on track. So there is no one ideal time, but there is some sort of a phase that you can go through. I hope that was good. Difference between a mentor and a coach. That's an excellent question, Angela. A mentor is someone that has a certain expertise. For example, I go back to my own expertise, which is hospitality, that I use always as an example. I have an expertise in hospitality. I have an academic and experience background in that. So I mentor employees on topics related to hospitality skills. At the same time, I'm also a coach, and I'm a life and executive coach. So I coach anyone on reaching their goals. It doesn't have to be in hospitality. The difference between these two is that I am a mentor who has a certain skill or expertise in a certain field, and I'm specific in that, and I'm helping in that field. However, a coach does not have to be an expert in a certain field. He is just someone who walks with the person to reach their goal. And that is the difference between the two. Anyone who has coaching skills can support in any industry, but not everyone who has mentoring skills can support in any industry. You have to be specific about what skills you are transferring here. Is that okay for you?
I've heard so many explanations. This one was the most clear that I've heard. Thank you so much. So this was for Diego and Angela. So we have Karen Dib also, who as a mentee, I find it easier to find the why. When I find myself in the mentor position, I find it more difficult to see the why. Is there any way to make this a simpler process?
That's a good question, Karen, as well. Because as a mentee, you're always thinking that the only thing that you will get out of this is accomplishing a goal. So your why is like, I want to accomplish this goal. I want to reach to that position. I want to achieve that certain thing. But as a mentor, our why is usually something more extrinsic. We look at developing our skills. We look at giving back to the community. Our why and our purpose a lot of times is about giving back, supporting, and being of good support for the community. And so our why falls down under our purpose of service. So a lot of times that's where you will find your why as a mentor. How will I serve the mentee? How will I fulfill that purpose? I hope that answered your question as well. Yeah?
Fantastic. Do you want me to tell you the other question? So we have one from Raste Nili. How to find a mentor in her field of expertise?
I would highly recommend networking in that. Network, network, network. Go into a certain network on your LinkedIn. Find people who are of the same field that you want. Get in touch with them. Get in touch with someone that you know who is already in that field. Ask them, who do they know? Networking is the only way that you will be able to find the right mentor that you are looking for in your expertise. Ask around. It's totally fine. If you want to go and ask someone, do you know someone in that field of expertise? Search on your LinkedIn. Can you find someone in that field of expertise? Only in that way, you'll be able to find the right person with the right support.
Great. And I know we have a quick game at the end. So we have three last questions. Three last questions. So do you want to answer them? Do you want to keep them for later?
I think we can go quickly on them. I talk a lot. Tell me guys to stop talking because I'm What is your most vivid lesson you have learned from your mentor? I must say it was resilience, because all of my mentors showed in a way or another that whatever it was the issue that I was facing, because for me it seemed like the end of the world. Oh no, I need to reach my goal, or I have this obstacle in my way. But my mentor always showed me that you can be resilient and overcome that issue, overcome that obstacle. And one of the main lessons that I learned from all of my mentors in career or in personal life is how resilient you can be to overcome whatever obstacle you are going through and to actually reach your goal. I'll go to the next one. Do you have recommendations for a code of conduct between mentor and mentee to ensure mutual respect? Amazing. Thank you, Tay, for asking that. There is something called the code of ethics that as mentors, if we are well trained, so for example, if a mentor goes and gets trained on how to be a mentor, there is something called code of ethics. It states that there is full transparency between the mentor and the mentee, and there is full confidentiality. So these two are the main things to ensure mutual respect. Transparency, I am always open with my mentor or with my mentee, and confidentiality. Whatever I am sharing remains within this relationship. These are the basics of the code of conduct, or for what we call the code of ethics for this relationship. I'll go for the last one. What is the reference for the difference for a coach and mentor role? Please document. I think we already mentioned what is the difference between a coach and a mentor. And if you guys are looking for further explanation, I could add it to the presentation that we had today. So you can go through it and I can add some information about that as well, if you would like.
Yes.
Yeah? Perfect. I had to go through things very fast now. Okay, any other questions before we move on to the last section of our presentation today? Give me a thumbs up if everyone is good to go. You're going to find in the chat box, I'm going to send it to you now, a link to a Google form. We'll give out 1 minute, because we don't have much time, we'll give out 2 minutes for you to fill out this form. And there's quite a surprise for you in that form. Open it up, I'll give you 2 minutes, I'll put some nice relaxing music for you guys. Take your time to fill out this form and then we'll discuss it after.
People are loving the workshop, receiving a lot of good comments here. Congratulations, Reem.
My pleasure. I'm seeing now the names coming in, responses. In order to have full transparency, I'm going to share my screen with you guys so you can know who already has shared. This is the form you are filling in. We have 17 responses. I'll give you 1 more minute for everyone to wrap it up. Someone is asking me to share the form again.
I can copy paste it.
The music, by the way, everyone, for those who are saying that they enjoy the music, I'm putting you in the tango vibe. That once you finish from here and you feel like you want to go for your mentor or mentee relationship, you remember the example of the tango that we gave. And you be in the mood for the dance. All right. We're going to stop here. If you feel like continuing to go for the form, please do so. What we will do now is that we already have 27 responses. We're going to choose someone who wants to be a mentor and someone who wants to be a mentee. Now, I don't think we have the time for that, Neo. What do you think?
Well, we can go a little bit over time. It's really up to you.
All right. Is everyone okay if we take 5 extra minutes to wrap things up? Okay. If someone needs to go, this is recorded, so we'll be sending them out later on as well. Wow, we have 85.7 people want to be a mentee. Amazing. You guys all have the spirit that you want to learn and you want to grow. and we have 13% that would like to become mentors. Now, what we'll be doing now is we're going to choose one person who wants to be a mentor and one person who wants to be a mentee, and we're going to do a very quick role play. Are you all okay with that? Yes, no? Who's going to be the lucky one to be a mentee? Let me see. Questions? Mentor, mentee. Let's choose a mentor first. I'm going to randomly choose a number. I'll go for 27. Jimmy Hattad. Jimmy, you're going to be the mentor. All right. And now the mentees. Random number. Let's go for this one. Emily. Emily, would you like to be the mentee? All right. We'll choose
I don't know if there's another Emily or...
We'll choose another number. Khalil. Khalil Gilliwala. All right. Everyone else who already participated in this questionnaire, what we're going to do is we will take all of your names as mentors and mentee, and we will bring you together so that you can have mentors that will help you over the next goal. So is that correct, Nayo? Can we do that?
Yeah, for sure.
We'll put you in touch with each other.
Okay.
I'm going to stop sharing now. We have our two beautiful volunteers as a mentor and mentee. What we will do now, Jimmy and Khalil, is we're going to try just briefly to do a role play of what it is like to have a mentor-mentee discussion. Just a role play. There is no right or wrong. Just based on what we discussed today, how does a mentor-mentee discussion go? So what we will do is, Khalil, you're going to propose in the beginning to ask Jimmy to be your mentor. We're going to test it out to see how can you go for that. Are you okay with that?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Let's go. The screen is all yours.
Good. I guess I'll mix it up. Hi, Jimmy. You know, I was attending a session yesterday, and I noticed that you're a really good public speaker, and I was hoping to build my skill set over there. I was wondering if you had a couple of minutes maybe to discuss a possible mentorship opportunity, because I would love to learn from you.
Amazing. Let's see, Jimmy. Jimmy, give him your feedback. That was amazing, Khalil.
Khalil, I appreciate your comments. I was glad that you enjoyed my session yesterday. I'll be more than happy to, you know, to dive in and share my knowledge and experience and things to help you out in your career.
Thank you.
Excellent. Wow, we have a mentor-mentee today. You guys are going to leave out with a beautiful relationship from here. Well done, everyone. And the same could go for anyone who would like to find a mentor or a mentee as well. We're going to share the information now. Now that you asked him to be your mentor and he approved for that, what was the second thing to do? After you discussed the same values, you discussed the whys and all of that, what was the first step for the process? You guys forgot.
I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank.
The first thing to do is to set the logistics, as we said. For example, when will you be meeting? How much is the frequency of the meetings? What is the goal that you want to reach, and all of that. So thank you for participating, both of you. I really hope that you can get in touch and connect so that you
Reem,
can have...
I was ready to apply the GROW model.
The GROW model. Yes, let's go for that. Go for it. Go for it.
I'm just kidding. We'll do it offline.
I'm glad that you're ready to apply that, and I'm glad that it comes as a beneficial tool for you as well. So perfect. All right. I think this should be wrapped up. I don't want to stay up late for everyone who already wants to attend the next sessions as well. This wraps it up for us today. I would like to end with the reason why this seminar or this workshop was called Your Mentor is Your Seatbelt. Remember in the beginning, we started with that. So now that you saw the importance of having a mentor or having a mentee, you would realize that you want to go full speed in your life, whether it is in your career or in your personal life. And when you decide to go full speed behind the wheels of a car or behind the wheels of your life, the only thing that will keep you safe is your mentor. And that is the example or the metaphor of the seatbelt. So imagine you're going down the fast lane of life, you want to achieve your goals, you want to get there, but if you're not wearing your seatbelt, if you do not have the right mentor or support, you might crash without having the safety. And from today, what we can take away is that every single person of us can be a mentor, yet every single person of us always needs a mentor. So I hope this was beneficial for everyone. Please do reach out to me, whatever you need. I already shared with you my information, my LinkedIn and everything. I really am glad and I'm blessed to see everyone here. Thank you so much. And I'm open for any discussion if anyone has any opinion or anything to share.
Thank you, Reem. You were perfect. I see everyone is pretty much amazed. Everyone wants your slides. So thank you so much for giving us your time. I've learned a lot personally myself about all of the mentoring, coaching, and all the differences. Thank you. This was fantastic. And we hope to collaborate again soon. And if you ever come by to Montreal, like we're welcoming you. All the team loves you.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you
anyone
everyone for attending. Anyone
Good
has
job,
any questions?
L'appel quotidien, hein? Qu'est-ce que tu veux?
If anyone has some last comments or questions,
Hier, je
feel
t'ai
free
fait
to
signe, je
share.
t'ai dit bonjour, tu m'as dit.
Thank you everyone for your positive feedback and comments.
Actually, no problem. There was a side conversation. Okay, well, hey, thanks, Reem. If there's any questions, I'll forward them to you. So we'll jump into the next session. The day is just getting started. We have Sam Horn with Tong Fu happening now at 9 o'clock, and we have a panel discussion on diversity and inclusion. Stay tuned, and I hope to see you in all the other events. Thanks.
Thank you everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys. Bye. Thank you, Neo.
Hey, thanks everyone. Let's connect. Yesterday was stop cloud.